Before I even get into this video, make sure y'all get y'all something to drink, something to snack on right quick, because this is about to be a real lengthy video of what I'm about to say about E3. But if y'all don't know who I am Kano, the brutally honest gamer. Yes, I am back with a video. It has been a long time coming. It's been a few weeks since I dropped a video on this channel, and I apologize first and foremost. Y'all already know I did a lot of work on the gamer section channel, so yeah, go ahead and subscribe to that channel. We're almost at 200 subscribers, so go ahead and subscribe to that channel, man. And thanks for all the love and support for that channel, and also subscribe to the channel, because I'm going to give y'all the real on what I'm about to say today. And most of y'all are going to agree with me, some of y'all won't. So let's get it, let's go. So this is my opinion about E3 2021, right? I understand that we're still in the pandemic stage, and I understand that E3 last year was canceled due to the pandemic stage that we was at and still is to this day. But it still don't change the fact that a lot of these press conferences that we had, a lot of games that was teased and all this other stuff, they could have at least had something to offer and something to bring to the table that was worthwhile, right? So let's go ahead and start off, right, with the Summer Games Fest. The only game that really caught my eye was Elden Ring and Tina's Wonderland from Gearbox. That was the only two games that really caught my attention. The rest of it was basically a dub and really is not something that a lot of people are going to play. And I put the blame partially on Jeff Keighley, because what he's basically doing is he's kissing up to a lot of different people, but at the same time giving us something that wasn't worthwhile, and that was an automatic L. The Summer Game Fest was an L. Okay, now let's go ahead and dive right into the real whack press conferences that I want to kind of rant about a little bit. And I'm gonna start off with Gearbox. Okay, that was one of the worst conferences that we ever seen. Like, for instance, right, the Wonderland game, it was the exact same trailer that we seen off of the Summer Games Fest, and I thought they was going to at least have some type of gameplay element to the game, but we just saw the same trailer, and I personally thought that was lazy for them to actually do, in a sense. And not only that, we've gotten a lot of behind the scenes stuff of the movie of the Borderlands movie, and honestly, we didn't come to watch E3 for that. We didn't come to watch E3 for that at all. If that was the case, they could have made a separate video on a separate YouTube channel talking about behind the scenes of the Borderlands movie. Nobody cared about the movie. We wanted to see games. That's what E3 is for. It's for video games. That's a fact. Okay? So we was getting a lot of the input of these movies or whatever. Not movies, the movie of Borderlands, the movie, who's behind the scenes, Kevin Hart, all this other stuff. That's cool and all that. That should have been for another video. But we was getting this game of Homeworld 3 different times of a teaser, just saying now in production. And I'm like, do they have anything else to show? Really, they showed some other little games that really didn't catch my attention, but it was mostly the movie aspect of it. And I feel like, honestly, along with the gamer section crew, we all had our time wasted on watching that debacle of a supposed press conference, and Gearbox needs to hold that L for that one. Like, they kind of recycle what Summer Game Fest had. They recycled and rehashed what they had. Like the Wonderlands game, like I said, it was a rehashed trailer, and they could have showed us some gameplay. I wanted to see what that gameplay was about, and right now we still don't know what the game is 100% about at the end of the day. Even though we have some idea of it, but it's not fully indulged on what we see, and that is an L, like I said, for Gearbox, and that is a bunch of bull. That was time wasted. They really didn't have nothing really to showcase for the Gearbox other than mainly the movie and the Homeworld. And Homeworld seems like it is going to be a debacle and wackiness of a game too. That should just stay on PC. That's just my personal opinion. So with that being said, Gearbox has to hold that L. Now let's talk about Capcom. Capcom was a definite L too. So let me tell you why Capcom was actually a major L. Now, Capcom, for instance, didn't have anything to show, and that was time wasted also. Capcom, like I said, didn't have anything to show. Capcom basically had a Resident Evil Village update, basically on the likes of them saying they're now in production of the DLC for the game, and we might not see it for a whole nother year. Rumors going around that Resident Evil 9, we ain't gonna see that for a long time, so that's not gonna happen right now. So we see that the game is now in development with the DLC. I'm like, it's some bull. Then we see that the Resident Evil verse is coming out later this summer. I believe in the next month or so. Cool. Me and the gamer section crew is going to have some fun playing on multiplayer from time to time. Not really fully indulge into that, but it's cool. So let's continue on. Now you have Monster Hunter Stories 2. I'm not into tactical RPG type of games. I'm more into JARPGs, which means Japanese action RPGs or regular action RPGs. Well, what people don't know what RPG is, it's role playing game. So, like on the levels of Biomutant, the other Yakuza games, just to name a few. But anywho, I digress. Now, they show Monster Hunter Stories 2. Really not my cup of tea, but it's decent for the people that love it for the Nintendo Switch. They gave it a release date. Not only that, we have more information on Monster Hunter Rise 2. No, not Monster Hunter Rise 2, but Monster Hunter Rise. Not a bad game. That's for the people that want to play Monster Hunter Rise. Cool. Then they spent their good time on the Attorney Ace game or whatever, Ace Attorney game or whatever. Not my cup of tea again. I remember from back in the days when it was on PlayStation 2, GameCube, Nintendo DS, blah blah blah, whoop de whoop. From back in the days, it brings back memories to a lot of people. From what I hear, I never played it. It wasn't my cup of tea from back in the day. So they showed a lot of that, and I'm feeling like, and after I was watching, I was like, this is really some bull. They didn't really. I'm thinking in my mind, Capcom really didn't have much to show this for this press conference. This was just a waste of time, resources, and energy. So, okay, the Ace Attorney, they showed it. Boom. Now that we saw Street Fighter in an esports league situation, I'm like, I bet you this is the last one. They ain't got nothing else to show. And I was proven right. And then my whole ordeal with the Capcom press conference was an automatic fail too. It was an L. It was blasphemy to the gaming community. Capcom got so many games out there. So many games that's in development. They could have teased more than what we saw. And that was a bunch of bull. That was a bunch of bull crap. So that's an L automatically for Capcom. Let's take it to Ubisoft, right? Now, I don't remember. I'm going off the top of the head. I don't remember all the games, but there was pretty hefty games at Ubisoft, and not only that, Square Enix too. Okay, these are the ones that really caught my attention. Now, when it comes to Ubisoft, the only games that really caught my attention per se is Riders Republic. For one, I definitely want to play that with the crew and sometimes solo dolo. And also, what caught my attention was Far Cry 6. Those are like the top two games that actually really caught my attention that I definitely want to play. There was other little games here and there that I was like, okay, I might play, but the rest of them I don't want to play. You feel me? Everybody's wondering, where the hell is Beyond Good and Evil 2? Where the hell is a Splinter Cell? People been asking for it, and I feel like Ubisoft do not want to listen to the fans. You feel me? They don't want to listen to the fans at all. And that's why they're in a league of being a failure in a sense, because they don't want to listen. People want to be Beyond Good and Evil too. Believe me, I want to be Beyond Good and Evil also. I want a new Splinter Cell. If y'all don't want to make a sequel to a Splinter Cell, reboot the game. Make a young Sam Fisher. Reboot it. That would be cool. You feel me? But no. Who want to play Rainbow Six Extraction? Not I. The people that love Rainbow Six, they might do, but not I. I don't want to play that game. I don't see my time being worth on that game. That is blasphemy. I don't want to play that game. That was a bunch of bull. Now, I'm gonna give, I give Ubisoft its credit. They had a couple of games, like I said, but still in all, it was still more of a fail because there was a lot of games that didn't deliver for Ubisoft, and Just Dance. Who in the hell want to play Just Dance on an Xbox console or a PlayStation console right now? That should just be a Nintendo exclusive. I'm saying it right now. Just Dance should be a Nintendo exclusive. It shouldn't be on PlayStation or Xbox, man. Because nobody ain't going to be playing Just Dance. That's for not even a casual game. That's before a casual game. That's that type of game you want to entertain people when they in your house or whatever. So that I feel like that should just go on Nintendo only and stay on Nintendo. Just Dance 2022. And then the trailer. Bruh, hell no. I don't want to play that game. Point blank period. Never will play that game ever in life. Just Dance, no. You feel me? That should be, like I said, that should stay on Nintendo. That should be a Nintendo exclusive only. That's just real. Another thing is, what I have a gripe about Ubisoft. Where the heck is a new Rayman game? People have been waiting for a new Rayman game for the longest. You feel me? But instead we got the Mario plus Raven Rabbids game. Sorrow Hope something. I don't know. I forgot to remember the name of the game, but it's a sequel to the Mario Rabbids game that we saw before, and it's supposed to come out next year, which is cool. Now my cup of tea is another like tactical like MMO style like game like on Gears Tactics and XCOM and all that. Not my cup of tea, but it's cool. If you like the game, play it, buy it, enjoy it. You know, whoop de woo, handle that, have fun, whatever. But other than that, though, Ubisoft, their press conference was okay. It wasn't the best. It was okay, but they missed out on a lot of different games that we should have gotten. You feel me? I'm surprised they didn't even show Tom Clancy's Division free-to-play game that they have, or Division 3 or whatever. That was a surprise. But it is what it is. Moving on, let's go ahead and talk about Square Enix. Now, the only two games that really caught my attention was the Resident Evil Origins game that had that Dark Souls element to it. I definitely will play that game. That seems very, very interesting to me that I will actually play. Guardians of the Galaxy, to me, when I first seen it, it kind of reminded me of Marvel's Avengers, and I'm still, at the end of the day, kind of skeptical on it because, you know, how the Marvel's Avengers game was. It was a decent story, but the game was terrible, repetitive, didn't really have nothing to offer, microtransaction out. But it seems like with this one right here, with this Guardians of the Galaxy, it might be decent. I might take a look at it a little bit more. Until then, I gotta see more. My interest level is like, I say about, I don't know, 70-30. 70% really don't care at this point, 30% okay. I'm gonna take a look. So more at 30% right now. So they gotta really wow me for me to actually want to play that game. But until then, nah. But Square Enix was alright, but they just too Final Fantasy'd out, man. There's just too many Final Fantasy games and stuff like that that we know about, and they really just didn't have that much to offer anyway. I'm surprised they didn't show Scarlet Nexus in a conference. They should have really showed Scarlet Nexus in the conference. That was crazy that they didn't show that. They're gonna have to hold L for that because that's the upcoming game, and I'm definitely buying the game day one, and I'm going to play and review it on the Gamer Section channel. So y'all stay tuned for that. But anywho, I digress. So with that being said, you have Capcom, that was a fail. Summer Game Fest was a fail. Gearbox was definitely a fail. Ubisoft kind of was a fail, but really wasn't like that. And yeah, like I said, Square Enix was, you know, a fail. But let's go ahead and talk about Nintendo, right? Now, Nintendo wasn't a fail at all. It was actually pretty good. They actually had some pretty good games to show. But there was only one game in particular, two games in particular that really caught my interest expeditiously. Now, the Metroid Dread game caught my attention. That is day one for me on the Nintendo Switch. You feel me? I am going to play and beat that game for real, man. I am hyped for that Metroid game. We already know Metroid Prime 4. They said it was in development. I am hyped for the game. I definitely want to see more. We saw the hefty length of gameplay for it. I want to play the game day one. Matter of fact, I want to interview the game devs behind the game for real. But it was a great, solid showing of what they showed for Metroid Dread. Then we saw Kazuya in Super Smash Brothers. That was funny to me. I gotta get the season pass for it. I definitely want to play some of the other characters that they added to the game. Not only that, Breath of the Wild 2 coming out 2022. They taking it to the sky too. So they is you in the land and you in the sky and you in the sea. So definitely that was a good look right there. I definitely want to play Breath of the Wild 2. My only thing with Breath of the Wild 2, like I have with a lot of other open world games, they need to have more of direction of where you need to go You know what I'm saying? To kind of give you a sense of where you need to do, especially when it comes to side missions. And that's what Nintendo needs to work on when it comes to wanting to make open world games at this point. And that's a fact. Because the first Breath of the Wild, that was my only gripe, because they had side missions in the game and you'd be like, where the heck do you gotta go? You feel me? So that's what they need to work on. But other than that, they had a solid showing. Now, when it comes down to Microsoft had the best showing out of E3. I'm not lying, hands down. Microsoft came out. They didn't show everything. They didn't even go into their bag like that. It was just the tip of the iceberg of what they had. And the majority of them games is coming out day one. The key games that really caught my attention was Stalker 2. Stalker 2 coming out next year in April. I'm playing that hands down. You feel me? I don't care what anybody say. Stalker 2, even though it's a time exclusive, I don't care. I'm playing it day one. Psychonauts 2, day one. I'm telling you, Hades, I never got a chance to play Hades, day one. You feel me? A lot of those games that I'm excited for is day one. Redfall, even though it was a CGI trailer, it seems intriguing. I definitely got to see more before I make my final decision on the game. They say it's a first-person co-op game, but you can also play by yourself. You know, I like to play games by myself sometimes. Other times, the only time I play online is with the crew. I don't really play too many games online with other people like that. But Redfall, definitely day one. Back for Blood, playing with the crew, gamer section crew, day one. That's a fact. Man, Contraband with Avalanche Studios, I think they're going to end up having Microsoft going to acquiring that studio. I think that's what's going to happen. But a lot of the games that they actually showed, I am just mind blown. Starfield, we find out that's actually an exclusive to Xbox at this point, and we found out that Outer Worlds 2 is exclusive to Microsoft too. So that's for now on. And I love the Outer Worlds. I can't wait to play the sequel. Man, that was a plus, man. Microsoft killed it hands down. I don't want to hear ands, ifs, buts about it. I don't care if you're a fanboy or whatever. Microsoft killed it. Give credit where credit is due. Hands down, Microsoft killed it. That was their best showing that they showed in a long time. You feel me? That was their best showing. Microsoft came to play for real. I think this generation is going to be more competitive. Sony, the ball's in Sony's court. I want to see what they got to bring to the table, because it looks like to me for this year alone, Sony going to be a little bit more sparse than Microsoft. So we'll see. Hopefully they put out their Horizon Forbidden West or whatever. But I digress. But the whole ordeal with E3 as a whole was majority of a fail, because of these other press conferences outside of Xbox and Nintendo was straight garbage. You feel me? They had some that was okay, like Ubisoft and Square Enix was okay. Capcom, Gearbox, and Summerfest, garbage. You hear me? So with that being said, and what I gotta say to y'all right now, because I'm gonna go ahead and end this video. I've been rambling on for too long. You feel me? I told you it was gonna be a lengthy video. It was a fail, man. E3 as a whole was a fail. Xbox and Nintendo carried E3 as far as the press conference is concerned. Xbox and Nintendo carried E3 with the pressers. That's just a fact. I'm just keeping it real. The other press conferences, they didn't came to play. They didn't come with really too much of anything. And it's just trash, man. And I'm not feeling no type of way, but I feel like this whole summer game stuff is not over. We still got more stuff to see, so we just gonna have to follow up on it. So right now, E3 this year alone was a fail, point blank period. I can't wait to play some of these games that's gonna be on Game Pass day one. I can't wait to play some of the games that's on Nintendo very soon. Square Enix, Ubisoft got to step up. Hopefully EA, they step up and bring something to the table. But right now, it wasn't it for the other press conferences. So all I gotta say is comment below what y'all liked and didn't like about E3. Show your boy some love, support, subscribe to this channel, subscribe to the gamer section channel. We're almost at 200 subscribers over there. Once we get to 200 subscribers over there, and once we get to 500 subscribers over here, we're doing giveaways, man. Doing some giveaways. Might give y'all some PlayStation codes, Xbox codes. You never know. Possibly a game of Scarlet Nexus or something. You never know what we're gonna be giving away on my channel and on the gamer section channel. So, and Sinister, he's going to have his own giveaway soon. So, y'all definitely stay tuned. So, man, in the meantime, make sure y'all like, share, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell for when I drop videos. You dig? I'm out. Peace.